Hi, it's me, Bill Patton, and I'm going Tim Pool style with the beanie. Anyway, I want to talk for a moment about why it is not a good idea to say watch the ball or keep your eye on the ball. Um, Now, part of it is that neither of those things really mean anything. And then also, there's sort of a psychological toll that it takes with people when you say that. So it seems innocent enough. And I understand that. And might even seem a little disturbing that I'm going to tell you not to say that. So I understand resistance on this. But here's what happens. When you say watch the ball, what does it really mean? Um, it doesn't really mean anything. And then think of it from the standpoint of the student. When you say watch the ball, it sort of seems obvious, right? So then if you keep saying it and it seems obvious, then the student there's another message there that the coach doesn't think that the student can or is watching the ball, and they're probably trying really hard to do what you say, but if they're still not seeing it well, then obviously saying watch the ball is not the answer, right? And then there's keep your eye on the ball, which when taken literally, means, that. So it's the same thing, only it doesn't really mean anything, although you could say it has something to do with keeping your eyes directed at the ball. But the problem is that the most common interpretation of that is to keep pinpoint vision of the ball. And the last video I did just explained the problem with trying to keep pinpoint vision of the ball. So in short, it leads to a saccade. And so go watch that video and you can get more details on that. So that's not what we want to do, but instead we want to teach skills. And now the three words that are things that you can explain and do have meaning are scanning. Scanning is a skill. It's a specific thing that you can teach. Tracking is a skill, and just a word of qualification. What I use for tracking might not be a medical definition of tracking, but you'll see that in the course. And then finally, there's focusing, and now that's something that people do too often, too early, and too often, because in order for you to be focused, there have to be a couple things that happen. One, you need to be relatively still. So if your body's in motion, then your eyes naturally go fuzzy. They go out of focus, and that's a very interesting parasympathetic response to danger. And what that does, it's very primal. It goes back to when you had to run from a wild animal through the bushes, and you need to not see branches, because if you did, then you wouldn't be able to get away. So you have to run through and take a little minor injury to get away from the beast. So that's a very interesting thing too. And these things need to be trained. Also, focusing only really happens for a very short while. And when you try to focus beyond what is the natural capacity of what your eyes can do or want to do, then you can make yourself very tired, make your eyes tired, and you're more likely to have lapses of concentration. So all of this is taught in the course, and I just want to break down that misconception that saying watch the ball or keep your eye on the ball is a good idea, because really it's not. So go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'm going to put an offer to the book of Visual Training for Tennis. You can check that out, and check out that 1-star review. And look at my response to it. But it's got mostly 5 stars, but I don't know. Every once in a while you get a troll out there. So I'm not bitter, but you'll see my response if you want to go look at that. It's very interesting. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.